Hello, hello.
Hi guys, today I'm with Alex. Alex is a tattoo artist based in London and near Liverpool Street.
Shoreditch, to be more precise, probably, because it's...
Yeah, Shoreditch, yeah, but
Yeah,
I come here from Liverpool Street, so for me it was like a few minutes from the... 5 minutes walk from the Liverpool market.
Mm-hmm.
And we are in his studio, which is an amazing place.
Thank you.
And I never spoke with anyone who is doing tattoos. Like I didn't have a conversation like that. So can you tell me why did you start to do tattoos?
The whole thing, how I started tattooing probably goes way back about 13 years. Back in my town where I grew up, Liepaja in Latvia. And it was, I believe it was spontaneous idea to start tattooing, and part of it was driven by music and influence from metal bands as well, like seeing tattoos. And at that time, I think
long hairs, tattoos everywhere.
Yeah, it was like started to come up like tattoos everywhere. You see, like I started to discover, like Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, and like other metal, like new metal bands, and from there I got the perspective that tattoos are cool. Because previously I only saw tribals, and it really didn't resemble with myself, so I never really looked even into tattooing. So from that point, once I saw a particular style, traditional tattoos, and I fell right away in love with it.
Traditional where?
Traditional tattoos. It was on like on musicians' body, and then I started to see on the internet, so which is like a style of traditional American tattooing, which you can often see like sailor tattoos and stuff.
Okay.
So I fell in love with that style, and what I started to do is to create designs of tattoos which I would love to get tattooed on myself, but like at that time it's like, okay, I'm gonna draw and I'll see, like maybe I like something when I draw and I would love it to have it on my body. And from there, some of the friends noticed the designs, and one of the person had a tattoo machine kit from eBay, the cheap one, at home.
Is it safe?
Yeah, sorry?
Is it safe?
I don't believe so, but at that point I had to work with the resources I had. So he gave me this tattoo kit, and the same day I bring it home. I was that time living still with my parents, and secretly I set up didn't even know how to set up. So at that point, even on YouTube wasn't really information or in the internet. So I kind of made it look safe by what I saw, what could be safe. And I done a first tattoo on myself on my leg. And at that point, clear as a day, I still remember, I understood like, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to learn. And that was springtime 2009, 2010, probably 2010.
So, can you tell me how long it took you from doing first tattoo on your own leg till do it tattoos for people for money? How long?
It took 2 tattoos.
2 tattoos. That was very fast, short process.
It was right fast forward. Actually, the first one I done my leg. I've done 2 on my legs. One came out okay-ish.
Came out, yeah, is there.
Yeah, and the second one turned out terrible. And I was like, okay, this is not as easy as it looks. But at the same time, the thing is, it's hard to tattoo yourself, because you have to put a concentration on like doing the clean lines. At that time, even didn't really count it. But like, it's hard to concentrate because you feel the pain, you're under the pain, and you have to do
Keep
this
going
procedure on yourself. So on the second tattoo, I asked my friend to give his leg for me, and that was the second one, and the third one was on the person I barely know, and I still do have the picture of that work, and
you have to show me later.
I'll show you later. Yeah. It's not the best quality, but like I'm sure it played a big role in growing my skills. So
So, are you happy with your skills at the moment?
you know, I would say you're never really happy with your skills. That's how I see.
Always can be better.
It could be better. It could be better always, and I kind of live by it. Not to like looking for like perfection, but also to looking to fulfill like better skills and like not to stop really from learning. You know. So at this point, yeah, I would still say I have like a lot to learn, and it's a long way to become even better tattoo artist.
So, what was your favorite tattoo you ever done? You know, because I believe you did so many tattoos, but some designs or some someone's tattoo you're like really, really proud of.
You know, there's not like a specific tattoo I'm like very proud of. I think it's I could possibly split into like a time frames, and from each of this time frame, the time period, I could set some of the works which maybe opened the doors for myself to be a better, or like to understanding of like certain techniques, you know. So that will be more like milestones. I wouldn't say like my favorite works, because also doing like different placements, different designs, I could pick up a lot of my favorite works, but I kind of tend not to pick one.
Did you ever fuck up someone's tattoo?
Sorry?
Did you ever fuck up someone's tattoo to make it bad with some reasons?
Yeah, I did.
How it was? That's something.
You know, it was because I came here to London to 2011, I believe, and I was here previously before that, but after then I started to work in the studio, and my English was very poor. And I remember the person came in to get a sentence done on the arm, and I made a spelling mistake.
So this person didn't check it?
The person didn't check it, which she like probably should do before getting tattoo.
I would check it.
But you know, it's like when you go to tattoo shop, like you expect to trust the artist, you know. So I totally see why they even didn't really pay that attention. It was like a few days later when she came back and complained about it. Yeah, so that's like one of one of those times.
And how did you fix it?
Sorry?
Did you fix it somehow?
I did fix it, yeah. So that was like that point where there should be like letter A, but it was letter S. Let's say it, you know. So you could like somehow turn it into the letter which was supposed to be there.
I saw people on internet showing like they want to have some great text on, especially on the arms here, and they always fucked up and put some spelling mistakes. It looks amazingly funny. I was always laughing.
Yeah. There's quite few of those popular around the internet. But yeah, I've done a few, you know. Not very proud of it, but now it's like to look back, it's like a funny moment. Even if it's like such an important, like and very responsible job, you know, I kind of forgive myself these mistakes after the years, you know.
Yeah, as long as you fix it and she's happy, that's good.
Yeah. No, that's but shouldn't.
But it was years ago.
Yeah, you know.
So can you tell me, where is the biggest pain when you tattoo? Which part of the body?
When it comes to pain,
because you've got practically tattoo all around your body, including neck, face, back, chest. Where was the most painful?
You know, for myself, I would say it was probably neck, and possibly ribs.
Or ribs.
Yeah, I would include neck first place, ribs second place, lower back third place, back of the knee fourth place. I think those is like the worst ones ever got. But when it comes to pain, it's very personal for each person, because I've seen people getting neck tattoos and sitting through the long sessions very well, not even twitching, and then the other person can be under a lot of pain and not be able to go through the session.
So when someone feels pain, do this person take some I don't know, paracetamol or whatever?
You know, I'm not really sure if the paracetamol even.
I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
I don't use it painkillers, but do they take in painkillers?
I never suggested to do painkillers. There is like numbing creams you can use, but I'm not really a big fan because it can cause allergic reactions. So in that case, it ruins the day for the artist and ruins the day for the customer as well. And you have to reschedule the whole process, and it can end up with big injuries as well, you know. But the best way to numb it is have a good sleep, have a good food, take care of your body, you know, not to come in.
That works for everything.
That works for everything, you know. So that's the key also for tattooing, you know, and getting tattooed.
So who is tattoo artist?
Sorry?
Who is tattooing you? You are tattoo artist, you are tattoo people. If you want tattoo, who you are going to?
Mostly my friends, I would say. Yeah. Friends, previous apprentices as well. I gave
so you have apprentice
part of my body for them to practice on as well. But at the same time, I get tattooed by artists I love, and artists which works I adore. But yeah, I haven't got tattooed for quite a while.
Like for 2 weeks.
You know, it's the more it's the same. It's like the more you get, the more painful they become. I believe it's because when you get the first and you have like that excitement, the buzz of it, you know, and the more you get it, like the buzz wears off. So for me now, how I usually compare, if I'm booked in for a tattoo session and I need to turn up, it feels like I have to wake up for school, which I don't want. You know?
Okay.
So
you don't like the act of making tattoo on you, but you like the effect as have a tattoo already.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you said that you had apprentices. How many people did you teach to it?
It's
how it works, how you teach people to do it tattoo, because they cannot practice on someone's body and fucked up because it's kind of big fucked up. So do they do it on some leather or how it works?
Yes, so for apprentices at the beginning I suggest them to practice on silicone skin to kind of like give a glimpse and the feel of how the machine works, how the needle works, to get used to wrist movements, the hand placements, how to sit correctly on it, you know, and so used to like just wrap the silicone sheet around the bottle or whatever to create kind of like curved shape, so it feels a bit more natural, closer to the skin. At the same time, the silicone is not exactly as a skin; it has different textures, the whole feels. So that's where it comes to the point why I give my legs to practice for the apprentice. Because
I saw some movie and the guy who was teaching tattoos, they sent the guys who had 2 guys who was learning from him, and he sent them to the butcher to buy piece of paw, you know, with a pig, and practice on the pig.
Well, when I started tattooing, in the meantime of ruining my friends' bodies, I also purchased the pig skin. Once you wash it with a fairy, the smell is unbelievable.
I don't know.
And it was disgusting. So I remember I washed it, placed it, and I couldn't even start practicing on it because of the smell. So I rather leave pigskin now out of it, really. You know?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not nice. Also, the pigskin is way thicker, and the pores are more rough as well. So, like, neither the silicone, neither the pigskin really resembles the human skin, you know. So that's why you kind of give a piece of your body, like it's mostly on the legs because it's not as visible. You give them to practice something small to kind of get the feel of how it is to tattoo someone else and how it's to feel the skin and stuff like that. But at the same time, good thing to practice is on yourself, on the legs as well, which I've done like both of my calves when I started tattooing. So.
That's sacrifice. Like you take some guys, teach them how to do a tattoo, and then okay, that's my legs. Please do something fun.
It's unbelievable how people write down on that, you know, and they actually give their body parts to a practicing artist.
Everyone's doing like that, or is it not popular this way?
You know, I believe everyone has their own approach. You know, this is just my personal experience on it. You know, and I believe there's like ways to practice or to train.
So there's nothing like tattoo school, like you have artist schools painting.
Yeah, there are.
They are.
Yeah, there are now
I don't know that.
A lot of places you can go and learn tattooing as well. Some of the places do longer trainings. Some of the places do shorter trainings.
Did you attend any school like that?
Sorry?
Did you attend any school like that?
Never, no. Because to a lot of schools, I believe, they don't do training for a long period of time. So some of the schools can have like 2-week training, and I don't see it like enough time to cover like kind of like to learn basic skills. Then again, some people tend to learn really quick. It depends on the teachers as well and stuff, so I can't really say. But
so if you've got a printers, the girl or guy coming to you and say, I want to be tattoo artist, how long it will take from that's the gun, please, till okay, you now can do it on your own clients? Like roughly.
Depends on the input, you know. Depends on
from experience, roughly.
You can start I've seen people tattooing good in 6 months, like doing solid line work, nice clean crisp lines. Shading is something that takes longer to learn, but yeah, I've seen people like starting to tattoo like quite fast. I've seen really good artists within 2 years, like unbelievable skills. Something that, like,
some people are talented.
Yeah, but yeah, that all comes with technology and access to internet, and thanks to a lot of artists uploading tutorial videos on YouTube, you can really gather all the information yourself as well. And but yeah.
So what kind of people coming to you for tattoos?
All sorts of people. At this point, I wouldn't even say that there is like a specific groups or specific types of people. All sorts of it could starting from guys in suits.
It's like normal office worker coming to you. My CIO want to have new tattoo here. Can you arrange something?
Yeah, it's because now the people see tattoos like for some it's like to collect the art, so like to collect the paintings, they collect tattoos. For some is to kind of mark the checkpoint in their life, you know. So at that point, if they have chosen like this way to mark it, like they come from different kinds of backgrounds, you know. And yeah, it's starting from very young people to very old ones. I personally, the oldest person I ever tattooed, if I clearly remember, he was 78.
78?
78, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he still to have tattoo?
Yeah, he his long deceased wife's name on his heart.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I had some old guys covering up their ex-wives' names with their favorite football team logos. So
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone did the same with the dog.
yeah, it's the same kind of approach.
We spoke about that before podcast, that he had on the arm the face of his wife, and after divorce, it became dog.
Dog is his dog's portrait.
Yeah. Are you often covering bad tattoos?
I believe that was something I used to do more about 6, 7 years ago. The quality, not looking that we are way more artists than it was 7 years ago. I believe that the quality of tattoos and outcomes is like better as well. So now with the cover-ups, if person comes asking for cover-up, it's mostly very old tattoo, something that is done 10 plus, 15, 20 years ago. And it could be like something that is blurred out, person's got bored of the design, or that's something they got done in like early 20s. And
Does it happen that someone is coming and want to renew his tattoo, like, oh, my tattoo is fade, need to be recolor or anything like that?
You mean to refresh?
Like, refresh, yes.
Refresh. That's not really often the case. Yeah, because it's mostly cover-ups or to get something new. Because no one really wants to, like, why should I spend double the money for same tattoo?
I read an article that in Japan, the Yakuza guys, they used to refresh their tattoos for like every 10 years or something like that. Some parts of it.
It does make a difference. If it's like a large scale project, and let's say you apply all the contrasts, colors and stuff, and you still want to bring out like the main image, but you can do in like a year time once the whole tattoo has settled in the skin. You can refresh the whole outlines so they can heal slightly darker, so it kind of brings out the textures. That's something you can implement in like fresh work. When it comes to like refreshing all tattoos, you have to take in mind that the lines usually blur. Tattoo ages with your skin. So if you want to refresh it, you're still going to have that blur line in the background, or you have to pick up like much thicker needles and much thicker lines to refresh it. So that can end up not really looking that you expected to be, which in that case will be tattoo which you got at the first place.
Did anyone come to I've got tattoos, I love it, but I don't have a space for the new ones. Can you cover good tattoo with other tattoos?
Yes, yeah. Often the case is to black out the arms, and then you can kind of start a new canvas.
So if you make it black arm,
yeah,
then you can put white paint on top of it and make something like on the contrast, or
yes, you can do with the white paint on the top, and also you can what you can do, you can apply the color on the top, and that's something I'd never seen before since I saw Rix from Rocky Mountain Tattoo work on Remy, which is the guy, he blacked out pretty much his whole body, and now they start to do a color tattoos on the top of the black work, and I'm very surprised they stay pretty well, so that's something you can work on. You have to know technically how to correctly do and stuff, but
it's possible.
It's possible. Also, you can. What I've seen quite often is when people have like very light full sleeves, and say it's like very light black and gray, like realism, and they kind of slap like bold, dark designs on the top. So like the contrast can be so big that it can make the image clear and understandable, like for the new tattoo. So,
did you ever refuse it?
Sorry?
Did you ever refuse to make tattoo?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yeah. Not the case I can like right away remember, but I'm sure I refused, like some not very smart life decisions, it's been yeah, I believe it's like some face tattoos,
So when you come to London, you start to tattoo for other people. And how it's happened that you opened this studio? Because it's an amazing place, and I believe it didn't happen the next day after you arrive.
No, it was long years in the making, the studio opened together, like thanks with my friends as well, and so they helped me a lot to even understand how the whole thing works, and they owned the studio in West London where I previously worked, and yeah, I don't think so without them I could even understand like how the things work, because before I was like, yeah, I know I've worked in studio, for so many years, I know everything.
Except the paper
it's
one.
a different animal, like once you run it. But yeah, like the way was long. I always wanted the studio, but then I didn't really know where, and then I relocated back home for a few years, like during the COVID, and then I was thinking about the studio there, which didn't happen. So it was kind of like, should I do, should I not? And yeah, after that I saw the opportunity, took the opportunity, and then yeah, ended up with the studio.
So it was easy to convince the landlord. Yeah, I'm gonna hire, take this place and paint black and tattoo people.
It was a hard decision about the design. I just took like the kind of the base for like all the black walls and stuff was probably how people would feel. So for me, important was to kind of make a cozy place, and the black walls, I think it was just kind of, I don't know. I knew that like one wall definitely has to be black, and then something different.
Nice.
But it's like over the time, I still like, oh, okay, now like what I visualized and how it's now, it's totally different, and then I still want to like change it around. You're still in the process of building it, anyways, So.
No, it's really nice feelings to sit here. You don't feel you are like. I saw the places which looks like hospitals almost.
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't like it. Here is more like human friendly.
That was one of the reasons why I picked the black walls as well. It's kind of like
All around.
Yeah.
Hugging.
Huggy, yeah. I didn't want the white walls to, because it can probably make it. I guess it would look nice, but I didn't want it to look like too open and like scary, because I think with the white one it will take that cover of intimacy.
I think that white it looks like clinic almost, like.
Yeah, obviously you want a place look sanitary, but I believe you can achieve it without having white walls as well. And but yeah, I also because on the black will stand out the lights. I see lightning very important like aspect for myself, and having like colorful spotlights or
all these guitars behind you looks very good in the black.
Yeah. So, and yeah, like these kind of things like it stands out. It's some even said like, yeah, it like looks like a hard rock cafe, from some point.
Yes, I really like it. Like I told you, the script I'm preparing to make movie. It's happening in most of that in the tattoo studio like that, and there is as well similar design, the darks. If you read it at the beginning, so
yes,
there's similar dark colors, the guitar on the wall, the samurai swords, and all these things. I just found it that it looks like friendly for human, but at the same time like magic place. Like it have to be. You need to have this feeling of you're approaching art, you're approaching magic place, which one is different. in my movie, I want to have a Rembrandt picture as well. Which I think is very important for whole the script. And I found it, the one which I described it is, I think, is fascinated because all the lights and everything, Rembrandt was amazing with it.
It makes the place magical, like some sort of way. Yeah, that's kind of like part of it as well, like to seem a bit like mysterious, magical, you know, like to give that little vibe, you know.
Did you try to work anyone else except tattoo?
Sorry?
Did you try to work in different works?
I used to do graphic design before tattooing as well. I worked for an agency for a short period of time, so a few years, and not to mention all the
other things. We
all
all immigrants had to in London do many different things to survive, pay the bills. But I thought, when you work here, do you have on the tattoos on your face? When you start looking for work, and did you have a tattoo on the face?
No. That was way before I even had any tattoos. Yeah, so that time I didn't even had one. I think I got my first tattoo when I was working in an agency. That was on my shoulder.
No, your first was on your leg.
Sorry?
Your first tattoo was on your leg.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
You did yourself.
No. That was first tattoo which I've done
on yourself.
Ever, like myself or like any ever first tattoo I've done. I already had a tattoo on my shoulder at that time. That was done like just quite recent before I started to practice as well.
So what is your last tattoo?
Ooh, good question. Don't think so. I'm gonna be no, actually yet.
Okay, you don't have to.
I believe it was on my leg. It was a studio logo. I believe that was the last time. I still do have like a few tattoos a year, but at this point it's like I've done them, I forget about them. Really, you know, it's kind of like more to fill the gaps, you know.
Are you tattooing your girlfriend as well?
Sorry?
You have a girlfriend, yes?
Yes.
She have got some tattoos?
Yes, she does.
Are you the artist who do it or someone else?
Yeah, she does. She does have like her favorite artists, and so she travels as well to get tattooed.
Oh.
Yeah, and then she goes back to Poland to get by artists there, and also some artists in London. I've tattooed her as well, like a few tattoos, and but yeah, I think it's good to not to stick with one, but to go discover different artists and kind of collect from multiple people as well, you know. So
I always thought that if I would do like a bigger tattoo on my body, I would like to do it to be made by one artist to keep the same kind of feelings and design. Like I told you before podcast, I like Japanese tattoos. When you see the design, it's like design personal for you, for your body.
It's very personal from the artist as well, and it depends on the styles really, because when I said it's good to like go and discover different artists, I would set it up more particularly for like traditional style or like black work, so like small patchy tattoos. Which you can do like different places on the leg and slowly fill up, you know, because they all like the styles is the same. It's the style is the same, but like the variety and the style of the person is kind of mixed with the traditional tattoos or stuff, you know. But once it comes to like Japanese, I believe also that you should probably stick to one person to make the works even and it's a one big canvas, the body, you know.
So, can you tell me how people react on you? Because not many people, like in London, in Central, you can find several people like that have so many tattoos as you. But when you go outside London, how people react on you? Or when you're back to Lithuania, or if you go with your girlfriend to Poland, do people watch on you on the street, or turn?
You know, I don't notice it, But when I walk with my girlfriend, she says that everyone's looking at us. Yeah, that's and then, yeah. She said that she can always catch some person who has like very locked the eyes on me, and then she stares at the person till they like kind of like lock it, and then they're like, oh okay, yeah, I just go do my day. Yeah, I don't personally see it. I don't really care if like people look or not. I don't even like see my tattoos myself. It's I kind of have grown together with them that like it's just part of my body, so it doesn't
like
really,
fingers. Or
yeah, I don't
ears.
notice on a daily basis. You can sometimes like feel that people like.
Did anyone come to you? From which prison are you?
Yeah, it sometimes makes uncomfortable when it's when you start to like notice or feel that they are looking. But it's I got the tattoo, so I shouldn't. I needed to understand that it's a possibility for that to happen. But what I wanted to say, I had something. Okay, whatever. I'll try to remember. I have something I want to say with people and noticing tattoos.
I remember you said something.
It's sometimes I do get like compliments on the street, which is super randomly.
Oh.
Yeah, and then
so it's coming.
People come,
I love your tattoo, man.
Really, enjoy your tattoos. They look like very beautiful. It's mostly from elderly people, which is surprising. I had like
because
like elderly.
That's surprised because years ago, like 10, 20 years ago, you associate tattoos with margins of the society. So
yeah.
If you saw someone fully tattooed, you thought, oh, he's from prison, or he's some guy who will be there soon.
Yeah, exactly right.
But now, especially in the cities like London, New York, when you see people with tattoos, that often artists, they often people who just value the art of tattoo.
It's still the way to express yourself,
Yeah.
and to kind of differ from other people.
I saw a comedian, and he did a sketch when he was saying that if he see young people fully tattooed, he said, "Oh, I'm safe, that's hipsters." But if he see the guys like 45, 50 years old,
yeah, like
with tattoos, fuck, I don't want to share with these guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's changed with the time.
That has changed, but everything changed. Like people sometimes see on the internet getting mad about it, like, oh yeah, it's not like it was just like the old days are over, like all these new generations.
Every generation saying that.
Stay the same, so nothing.
I learned one thing that every another generation we believe is worse than previous one.
Yeah.
And that's the reality is we only believe it.
Yeah.
Because what's happening? Our parents thought the same about us. Their parents think the same about them.
For the next generation.
And you can go further and further in history. Always the next generation is worse than previous one. But on the end, everything is going forward.
Everything's going forward. That's the thing,
It's not going down. It's going up. So it's not really worse.
No, yeah, that's the thing, It's
I think it's because we used to things. Like I used to listen to some kind of music, and this music is not. The new music is not exactly like I like. I like the rock. I like the old.
Yeah, and that's why you say like, oh yeah, I don't like this new music because you're not used to it.
Yeah, it's not my music. I still think it's crap, but it's not wrote for me. So young people like it. Good for them. The next generation will have something else, and they don't like it, and that's how it will be. The same with tattoos and everything. Every another generation is different.
Everyone's different. Yeah, every new generation is different.
Yeah. Can you tell me how many people work in the studio?
So we are a relatively small team. We're 4 people.
4 artists?
Yeah, 4 artists, 50 like part-time as well. And 4 artists, One of them is junior artist, I would say too, but we're slowly growing. The studio is quite new.
When did you open?
Opened last August.
Okay, so like year.
Sorry?
Year. More or less 1 year.
It's 1 year.
And 1 month and 3 hours and 6
1
minutes.
year and 10 days.
Good enough.
I think, yeah, about that. Yeah.
1 year, 10 days, 6 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, 6 hours and 15 minutes right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you employ them or they cooperate?
It's self-employment. Yeah, that's how artists usually work. And but yeah, we all work together like closely. Then also it's just studio rental. So
you rent some artists coming from around I'm coming here from Germany. I will have few clients. I need the chair. Can I rent it from you? And you say you can take it for 2 days.
Yeah, because they are provided with all the visas and documents, so they can just come literally and rent for whatever. Like if they're willing to work for 1 day, you can work for 1 day. You can work here for a month. If you want to work 6 months, you can do that as well.
Okay.
So that's kind of like cool thing because for the young artists in studio, they have this chance to watch and learn.
See
all these multiple different artists from different places of the world to express their styles and watch their techniques and even for myself, like to see how many young talented artists we have. It's just crazy, So I really love that the studio has turned out like this way. That we have this small team, but the rest of the studio can be used. By other artists as well.
That's cool. So what, when you're done tattooing people, what are you doing?
Sorry?
Where you are not tattooing people, what are you doing? Because I believe everyone needs to be out of his work and doing something else.
Yeah. So as you know, quite recently started jiu-jitsu as well. So been doing that and really enjoy it. And
Carson Gracie forever.
Carson Gracie, yeah. And I think that brings like a lot of joy in my life. I never expected for something to not to change the life, but to have like set a different view, and so that's like one of the things. I mostly prefer to draw, and I do love cinema as well. I spend a lot of times watching and rewatching movies. Yeah, and a very big part is cooking as well for me.
Oh, you cook?
Yeah, so
you know that soon I will have 2 chefs in my podcast.
Yes. Oh, right. Yeah.
They are amazing guys.
Yeah.
And I met them in jiu-jitsu as well.
Yeah.
But I saw how they cook, and it's I helped them once. I did some pictures for their food what they was doing. The best day in my life.
Best. Yeah.
As a food day, they cook several dishes and someone had to eat it.
Ooh,
that was me.
Nice. Yeah.
Konrad, I come there and Konrad, did you eat yet? I said, no, I didn't. Okay, we will start from steak.
Nice. Start with the steak. That can be better as well.
It was amazing day, and soon they want to do it more, and they asked me already if I can have them. I said, yes, as long as I can eat whatever is there, I'm yours for a whole day.
Nice.
No, I think that good cooking is art.
It is, and it's art, and also I was like, for me, it's some sort of a meditation as well. It's it's similar like the cooking and jiu-jitsu. It's that you can disconnect from the outer world. Like kind of forget about all the stress, daily stresses and stuff, and just kind of get yeah, like out of it. So that's what I found in cooking as well. It's like those.
No, in jiu-jitsu, I've got the state of mind when you start the class, you have to be there and now. You cannot be somewhere else.
Yeah, you can't be somewhere else.
It's impossible to keep other thoughts in your head. When you start sparring, ruling with people, there is nothing. You are empty. It's like it's amazing state because there is nothing else except you and the guy on the front of you. And your mind is like zero thoughts. You don't thinking, oh, I will do this or that. You don't thinking. You just see it or not. That's it. And all the thoughts, all the outside world disappear. It's like not there.
Yeah, it's not there. Yeah, like it's only you and the sparring part.
And then class is over. Whatever problems you had, you can watch them from outside because you've been already outside of that, and that's amazing.
Exactly.
Thing.
Yeah.
And I like as well approach jiu-jitsu teach you, because jiu-jitsu teach you systematic work. Jiu-jitsu teach you that not you can put a lot of work and not always be a word for it. But if you keep doing that and keep being better, you will see effects on that. So all this kind of positive attitudes, they are coming from jiu-jitsu for me. Like. That's what's happening. At the same time, if you meet people from jiu-jitsu, they are fucking nice people. They are amazing.
That's as well.
At least most of them. And I didn't see many, people which I wasn't be able to go to the pub and have a good time. Most of them, they was just amazing. They was nice, warm people. Like, you will not believe that they tried to kill you 5 seconds ago.
Yeah. It was like when I first came to the Carlson gym. Shit, I remember the first class, and I actually the first time when I came, because I asked John to do a private sessions, and then after then I joined in. And but yeah, I saw like all the guys, like the kiddos, like big guys, like oh shit, like it's like what's gonna happen, and like all the big guys, and I was like shit. But then once I start to like speak it, I was like oh shit, they're like nice people, like super friendly, and now it's just even not having like conversation, you just like feel the
atmosphere on the place.
Yeah.
That's something I like. I love it because you're going there, you sit with these people. You don't have to talk with them, but the energy in the room.
The energy in the vibe. It's fantastic. Yeah,
the vibe is fantastic. It's like
after the class, just like sit down by the
we can
wall.
Friendly kill you.
yeah, like friendly, but we can like
No,
it is. Yeah, like it's like sit down, drink water, and just you can observe like the rest of people. You don't even need to talk, and it's just like
that's the right place.
Yeah, it's nice.
I believe that it's like that when you come into the room and you feel the vibe. If any place, you know that it's the right place for you or not.
Yes.
Like when you're coming here, when I saw the pictures and everything the first time when you showed me, I know that it's nice vibe here, and I was so happy I can make my short here because the place is amazing, and I believe
Thank you.
This vibe will go into the camera and into the movie as well, and you just like to feel the place. You don't know why it's right. You just feel it. You're going there somewhere and you just know something is right here.
But it's important to have that, to build that energy around. So because that's what makes people to stick around. So
yeah, definitely. So what else do you want to change here?
Repaint the walls. Not the black one. The black one is staying there.
Oh come on! You can nicely paint them again.
One of the main ideas for the black wall was because you don't see like stains from the ink and stuff, But then I quickly noticed that people are clean, They don't tend to like throwing around, But no, I was at the beginning. I was like, one like olive green, like which is the wall opposite, and then it's like, that would be nice. Now I hate it, Also, I'm not happy about like how the frames are set on the walls. So I need to clean up that one. Probably bigger, larger scale pictures to put up. But it's it's like a quick thoughts in the head. It's gonna look way different anyways.
You can always think about Rembrandt there on this wall.
Always Rembrandt there, yeah, Mm-hmm. I recently went to Netherlands, and I went to Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam, and it was such an amazing gallery. It was probably one of the best galleries I've ever seen. All the Dutch masters in one place, man. It was unbelievable to see. It was just wonderful. Yeah, that's something I suggest you if you want to see Rembrandt in live. It's 3.5 hours with a train to Amsterdam.
I think I will do it that soon because, like I said, I love the way Rembrandt works with the light.
It's magical, yeah.
It's really incredible. It was like different than anyone else on his time. Like,
I think his works was that the light on the paintings is painted
perspective and
it's
everything.
Like the fragments of light which is not observable by eye or something like that.
It feels natural. That's the thing.
Yeah,
it feels like you take camera and make a picture.
I read there was next to works there was like descriptions of like how he builds the paintings, but honestly I don't remember like to tell it now, but it's something worth to look into it. And
I'm always asking artists about the same things. Now you've got on the internet AI, all the softwares which can emulate AI with graphics, text, and everything. Is that any way try to make your work harder or help with your work, or how it works? Is that any influence on your work or not?
I use AI as well on like a daily basis now.
Really?
Yeah. I do use ChatGPT, same for Quillbot as well, and Midjourney, the image generator. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Okay, there is like different talks and different views on it, like how it can be implemented in daily life. There is like this talk, like the still artist work, but because it's like takes the stuff which is in the internet and then
changes.
How I implement in my daily life is that I use, let's say, that Midjourney. I use it to create a reference image for myself. Because sometimes when I need to see like specific angle of the face, or like the lights, or some sort of like details, backgrounds, when it comes to looking into Google or Pinterest, it's a very limited frame of like reference what you can find really. So end up using what a lot of people use, or you're not really happy of using the reference, not happy with like how it's like placed or whatever. So I use the Midjourney to generate like these references, So if I need particularly to see how like some like side street with smoke will look, or like some lights flashing from left side down, or like all these, like that depends on like how you describe for it, But that's been really useful,
So
also for
your perspective, is useful tool.
Yeah, I believe it's completely useful, and it's only at the beginning of the stage. Same for ChatGPT, man. Like starting from translations, I also use it as a Google. So same for like search the information, I use it to help to build Google ads, generate text for ads as well.
What is the problem with information through the ChatGPT and everything like that?
Sorry?
What is the problem with ChatGPT and informations when you ask for specific information about that? ChatGPT is searching on the internet, on the open sources of the internet, and put things together from that. It's not judge or think is it correct or not correct. It's if it's happening.
Yeah, because it doesn't know if it's correct answer though.
If the answer is several times in some places similar, he assumes that's the best answer and he just put it together.
Yeah, puts it.
So sometimes can happen that the answer you will have it is completely wrong. In most situations, don't. But at the same time, I read some articles that someone diagnosed some sickness because of the ChatGPT and saved lives. That's amazing. Doctors wasn't able to do it. But on the other hand, you can have mistakes there, which one you don't really know. But ChatGPT will not tell you, oh, I think it's wrong, or it's not logical. It's just tell you, that's the most popular answer.
Source and it doesn't fact check himself.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
because it's not really AI. People saying AI. It's this searching engine.
Yeah, it's like a search engine more. Well, how I use it is like, for example, I wanted to give an information for customers or guest artists how to get from like each airport around London to the studio address.
Yeah, that's no problem with
so
that.
He gave me all the bus stops, all the trains, and everything. That sort of information, but I try to get out from it really. I don't go really how I can treat
cancer,
dislocated knee or something, like to do.
No, are you not scared that soon people will coming to you with the pictures from AI and saying that's what I want?
I never do the image what people bring to me. I only
design yourself.
I only redraw the stuff because you're never sure if it's like comes from the internet. The person can tell like, oh yeah, my brother drew it. I'm not really sure. But even that, it's like I'm doing. It's not only like I'm doing like business to business. I'm selling like
it's not the shop.
Not doing only
it's studio.
Yeah, I see it very intimate and personal experience. So when it comes to like a design, I'm always gonna try to implement something from myself, something from my style, and set like to give like a piece of me for the customer. So like if someone wants exactly the same work as a picture, firstly I need to chat about the person, like with the person, and explain why I wouldn't do such thing, and my job is to explain clearly and understandable for the person to accept. Okay, I see the point, because the other person is not a tattoo artist, so they don't like why you wouldn't do like this one,
I love this picture. I found it in the internet.
Yeah, and it's like I totally understand because it's like you see it and like you fall in love with that visual image, so you think it's gonna look exactly the same, but you have to give that space between the artists,
and the same body is not flat like the paper.
Yeah, and like it's gonna be there forever, You want something personalized, That's as well. So I'm trying always to push and make sure that people, like the person, can open for possibility of have something more personal, more unique. I can still balance on their reference image or something that they came in the studio with, but like listen, we can do like this approach, and then you can check the body perspective as well, and use all that to create a design around.
So it's not easy to design new tattoo.
Sorry?
It's not easy to design tattoo.
It's not easy to design. Yeah, I think that's like.
So what is the process from I'm coming to you, or Mr. Smith coming to you and saying I want tattoo, and now you have to take over, design it, put it on, and how it works?
So let's say you come in the studio, you want to get like a piece done. The first I need to what I need to. It's just like a basic general information, like where you want to place it, how big you want it, like and all that sort of stuff, and then we can talk the idea, So I get like, okay, you have these reference images, so make sure that the person is open for my interpretation. Then I kind of quickly. It's always a like sort of idea in the head already, like from just speaking like a few minutes, you can kind of like gather, okay, like this person, like for this person, like this and this would fit perfectly, So I can give them a quick tips on it, and from there, like fast forward, like after we set like the day of the booking, I can start work on design. That's the painful process. So that's that magic happens mostly late nights, and it takes a while, because when it comes to design, I want it to be like not perfect, but for me it takes a long time to be happy with my work.
Design.
So for the drawings, it can be redrawn a lot of times to become with something that, because first I need to be happy with the design. Once I'm happy with the design, I can send it over to customer.
Do clients understand how much time you spend on designing? Because it's like that. What the clients see is they meet you, they speak with you, then they see the drawing,
it's like the final,
and then they spend a couple of sessions in studio. But do they understand the process of like days or nights spending on designing?
I don't think so. Not often, but it's not like it's always hard. Sometimes I create designs in 20 minutes and it's like, dang, where did this came from, Sometimes you need to break the head, but that's not for customer to worry about. That's for me,
Yeah, but for example,
it's the process, but it's like, that's where the price of tattoo is like charged, It's those long hours. Like the 6-hour session we'll have is like a friction of time spent on like designing and preparing for the work, and that's 90% of time is done during the private time, like after working hours. So that's where the pricing
things really happened.
Yeah. But yeah, it's sometimes designs come out from nowhere, and it's really easy to open up. Like you kind of open yourself that window of imagination. Like the ideas, they come and go. Sometimes it is. I can clearly see the design or the illustration I want to draw, but I just don't see the approach of it, Or like what I'm imagining in the head is not the same, but I'm putting on the paper. So that's when it comes like, like you get a bit angry on yourself, like shit, like
that's not how you're supposed to be.
Look like this. I know how it should look, but I can't find a way, and then you're like, oh no, like this is not gonna happen today. Sometimes it's like few weeks, till you like every evening to sit down and start to draw. Not today, and it's like it's just not working, and it's like a bit of push, and you can
do it.
Yeah,
every day 1%.
Yeah, like step by step. Some days is a big step, some days is no step, some days is rest. But
on the end, tattoo is there.
Yeah.
So once you have design, what is next?
Once the design is ready, once the customer has
approved it, is happy.
Approved, that he's happy with it and stuff. Always ask them to have a good sleep, not to go out, not to party too much the night before. Have a good
no alcohol.
Sorry.
No alcohol.
Yeah. That's it. It ruins people's sessions, because it's like the pain tolerance changes, and like you can't sit well. You feel sick. You feel ill and stuff. So yeah, once you turn up in the studio, we start with the process of just talking out the whole idea again. Go through the whole design. So like, okay, I'm gonna put these colors here. Like the shading is gonna be there. You want it dark? Oh, okay. You want it lighter? Okay, I'm gonna do like this way. Blah blah blah. And then, yeah, we take the measurement and print out the stencil. We apply the stencil on the body. So before we start the tattooing process, person
What do you apply, sorry?
Stencil. So it's like with the printer on the carbon paper, you can print out the outline of the design, place it on the skin, so you can kind of have, for me it's a guidelines, but for the person it has...
visualization.
Yeah, you can see how it would look on the body, you know. So yeah, once they approve, okay, I love the placement, everything is good, we're good to go. Sometimes I do freehand as well when it comes to like larger scale pieces. Freehand is very good to conjoin the like elements or pieces together, or even to work around the muscle textures, because not always like applying stencil you're gonna apply perfectly how it works in like body's muscle textures and stuff. So like with the drawing with a pen and a hand on the body can be a better solution. So sometimes it can be even a few hours we need to spend on like drawing with the marker on the body before we even start the tattooing process, you know. On the larger scale pieces, like a back piece, that takes as well a while to take the measurements of the back and print all the stencils, set it all together. You know, like you place the stencil once, like you know, like I would say maybe tiny bit up or tiny bit left. You know, like the center point is a bit off, so that can take a few hours to like clean the stencil off, which doesn't comes off that easily as well, because it has to be there to. For me, once I do the wiping, it doesn't comes off and I don't lose it. You know, like in the mid tattoo. Once, let's say we get all the stencil or freehand drawing done, we start the process, you know, so we put the person in the comfortable position and then always put Netflix for them, you know, they can enjoy the movies and kind of distract themselves off from getting tattooed, which does help a lot as well. It's like once you start to like get in the movie or whatever, people tend to forget that it's like getting even tattooed. And then the sessions usually varies depending on obviously from the size of tattoo and or like for bigger scale works you usually break it down to multiple sessions. So when it comes to like back piece, depending on complexity and like how complex is the designs, you can break it down for like from 5, 6 to 15 sessions as well. You know? So
15, that's a lot.
It's a lot, but like...
how long takes one session, more or less?
It takes a long time to get a back piece, you know. The person has to be consistent with the tattoo sessions, and it could be up to like multiple years till the piece is done. So,
wow.
You know, it's a long dedication. It's a long process of coming like with the big pieces, you know. I've done back piece like 6 months as well, you know, it's like 6 sessions every month. Person comes in constantly. We have enough time for healing process and stuff, you know, but yeah, it could be breaking down on the sessions, or you can do like a full day session as well, and then we can do 5-6 hours straight on a large scale piece. When it comes to like arms or legs, those places not as painful as say like ribs, chest, backbone, lower backs or necks. So person can easily sit through those sessions and get the whole piece done in one session as well.
And how is tattoo artists? You stay tired after 6 hours?
You know, yeah, it is. It takes a lot of energy, you know. It takes a lot of concentration, because every move, every line, every wrist movement, it's crucial how the tattoo is gonna look, you know. You can't. There's no place for fuck-ups, you know.
Yeah, you cannot take in, we'll clean this.
Like you can't erase it, you know. It's not a double tap on iPad, you know. And so you give a lot of concentration away, a lot of energy goes on that. Plus it's the back as well. You can suffer at most cases.
The guy will not see it.
The weirdest positions, you know, like doing. But yeah, you get tired. But I don't know. Like after a while, you get used to it. You know, I can do full day. You feel tired. You need a good recovery after like.
What was the longest session you ever done?
12 hours definitely.
Wow.
12 hours definitely was the longest. I wouldn't sit that long anymore. It was at the beginning as well, and it was something that I had to do in the one session, and that time I was pretty slow as well. And I just had to get it done, and it was a long and painful session, not only for the customer but also for me.
I believe so.
Yeah. Now I don't believe I do longer sessions than 6 hours really. That's kind of like the point where I find I can like concentrate and execute the job well, and not to be
anything longer
skeptical about my abilities to perform.
So performance after this time, performance can go a little bit down.
Sorry.
After a longer period of time, performance
it
slowly
goes
going down.
Yeah, you can start to lose concentration easily, And if you feel tired, if you feel sleepy, it's not the way how to work.
That's the time to stop.
Yeah, But like usually for the session, like longer sessions of big detailed works, just lock in on the headphones, put up some podcast or music, and that way I can just focus on the tattoo. Same time, enjoy music or whatever the discussion is in the background. But as long as there is no distractions around, I'm ready to go for a long period of time.
That's cool. Do you have many customers which are back to you, like
customers who
are back to you?
Yeah, I believe majority of customers I serve are I would say my regulars. There is like a group of like dedicated people, and I really appreciate them. Enjoying my work. Okay, cool. You're coming back. That's okay.
Nice. That's nice feeling, isn't it? Someone coming back to you is meaning like it.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do have like customer base that like returns. And but usually as well, it's like then the friends of the person come, and like friends of the friends. That's how it kind of builds up the whole.
Do you think people can have addiction to make tattoos?
I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can call it addiction. It's like it's how you view addiction, really. But let's call it addiction. But it is because it's like. It gives you adrenaline, like it's excitement, a bit danger, and it's just like in that way that it's like you don't know how it's gonna feel, it's like first and whatever, and I believe that excitement and that you enter environment which is not mixed with your daily life brings that need for like more tattoos, and once you get one. Like you understand that it's not that bad, and that's where people like tend to come back. It's like, oh, this is it, This is like, it wasn't that bad. Okay, let's see what else ideas I have, And I have quite a few people. We started with a small tattoo, and we ended up doing like both arms, back pieces, and then chests, legs done, like nearly a bodysuit from like a tiny little tattoo, And but yeah, it's. What I can tell, and I don't think so. I know someone who, except you, who has only one tattoo. It's mostly like that. Once a person gets one, they tend to come back for some more. I'm into it.
I'm still thinking about the piece I told you about. Arm with
so that's
the Japanese style.
Mm.
On my left hand, I'm thinking about that, and it's growing slowly. I have to be ready for it.
It's you don't need the important part is not to rush with the tattoo ideas. Sometimes it's spontaneous, but like when it's bigger piece, make sure and then,
don't do this because microphones catch all this.
But yeah,
come on, what style is your favorite? If you think about tattoos as art, because that's what we're thinking, I believe.
I have like a base style, but I'm trying to try to do like traditional, American traditional, with implemented my stuff. Neo-traditional, which is the baseline of traditional, but a bit more detailed. And I do enjoy doing multiple styles. I like to switch in between the styles. It's kind of like once I feel a bit like bored, like after a few years, okay, I'll like switch to another style. You know?
I saw the one you did for our mutual friend Helio on his back, the Japanese style, which one looks quite cool.
Yeah, so like the switch in between the Japanese or like black and gray realism. It's I see it kind of like for me it's like a little micro personalities. You know, you can switch in between those, and so you start to like see differently the styles, approaches of how to create the design. You know, and
do you have your signature on every tattoo? Like,
sorry?
Do you have some signature on every tattoo you're doing? Like some people saying that the artist like put some dots somewhere or stuff like that.
I think it's more the shapes. You know, that's like the I think that's like what creates that signature. There's like the types of like draw the eyes. For neo-traditional, it was always for the. So I really prefer to do more like a woman's faces and then like with armors or like some jewelry and stuff. And so I always implement like a little things which repeats on the same designs, you know. And dozens for like traditional, it's really the approach of like some little details like shadings and like or the how I create the eyes or like how I draw the roses, you know.
Is it hard to do it like someone's face, like nicely, which are
it is yeah. A lot of times I use reference image like to create like to pick up the angle, but I try to draw with like from the hand as well, and to kind of like teach myself to draw those shapes. Sometimes it's like really good if I draw on the iPad, so I take the reference image, and by just redrawing the shape you kind of learn that muscle memory, so you can like create like further like from the head kind of as well. I think the hardest is to create a composition, like to get that point where you like happy how everything sits together, you know.
It can look different on the paper, different on the person, isn't it?
I don't use paper and pencil that often.
No, I'm saying when you have a flat iPad,
yeah,
and then when you try it on the person, it can look completely different on the curved hand than on the flat area when you design it, isn't it?
Sorry, didn't.
So I'm saying that if you draw it on the flat, like on iPad, paper, whatever, and then implement it to the person's hand or chest or whatever, on the curve, it can change everything.
You think that before? Yeah, so you take those aspects like when you start to do the tattoo design, so always pay attention. So if it's gonna be like upper shoulder and we're gonna do the face, you pay attention where is the person's muscle, like how it's gonna sit, so you don't want to get like on the curves. So like center like points like faces and stuff, you put on the flat surfaces, like the flattest areas. The rest can go around the curve, you know, like the hands you don't want to put too much on the curve and stuff. So you have to think as well, kind of closely where everything's how it's gonna go. I had like cases when I didn't really pay that much attention, and then on the day when the customer arrived, we place the stencil and we see like it just doesn't fit really well because I didn't pay this attention like how I'm gonna
place it.
Yeah, place it.
It can happen that. Sorry, just. I wanted to ask also. It just ran out from my head, you know. Just like I just become like, where the heck it is. Did it happen to you that when you do a tattoo after half of work, you know, the client said, "I don't want it anymore"?
Yeah, you know, there's been a few cases where the person is not really confident that that they want the whole tattoo. It's it's often I've seen it in between the people tend to push someone as well. I've seen it when it's like, yeah, you should get one tattoo done or something. The person's not really sure. They end up coming to studio and you see they're uncomfortable. So you kind of maybe we shouldn't do it. I had when you apply the stencil and then they change their mind on the last minute. It's not nice, obviously. It doesn't work to the schedule, but better.
But it's better to say no before you start to do it.
Than to get something done which you're not going to be happy about. I always can guarantee the result is going to be good, but it's if you don't want it or if you don't feel it, better don't do it. So the best is if you notice it that you don't need it before you arrive, obviously.
Tattoos are for everyone, just not everyone is for tattoo.
Sorry.
Tattoo is for everyone, just not everyone is for tattoo.
Yeah.
So, should we wrap up for today?
Yeah, I think this is a
good session. Yeah. So, Alex, can you tell where your studio is if someone looking for it?
The studio is based in London, Shoreditch, 63B Princelet Street. If you want to see the portfolio, the best will probably be look me up on the Instagram, which is Aleksandrs Roze, or website www.princelettattoo.co.uk. You can see all the studio works and
guys, all this information you will find in the description of the video, so everything will be there. Yeah, I think we're done for today.
Yeah, thank you, Konrad. It was beautiful conversation.
It was magic.
It was really nice to speak with you.
Thanks. And we're done.